AskReddit by ManSpider1. What do men think women like but they really don't? Jackhammer fingering. WTF are you doing? How about MC hammer fingering? Showing off, flexing, comparing yourself to others in order to brag. Some guys think it makes them look cool, but it just makes them look insecure. They become somebody else, round everyone else. Watching their backs, like they can't relax. Trying to be cool, but they look like a fool. My ex seemed to think I was interested in hearing about the sex he had with women before me. No thanks, dude. This happened with my ex as well. It was because he had enjoyed getting beat up by her during sex. I was like, I'm not doing that. I mean, he's an ex for a reason. Driving stupidly with me in the car to try and show off. It's an absolute no from me. I hate this crap the most. It's not cool, it just really pisses me off. How dare you put not only my life at risk but others on the road you pose. Being a tough guy. Starting fights in public over shit that's not worth a fight. You don't look big and bad, just embarrassing. It's worse when you have actual adults fighting in public who can't actually fight and just kinda roll about. Or the ones that force people to hold them back. Unsolicited dick pics. I heard the argument that this goes more into fulfilling a kink for themselves than trying to get women to appreciate like it. Nonetheless, it's disgusting and repulsive. Alpha asshole personalities. Like if they specifically say I'm an alpha and act like dicks, it's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Genuine, gentle, sweetheart guys are 100,000 times more attractive than I'm an alpha douchebags. You should always agree with those kinds of guys. The whole concept of the alpha wolf was later withdrawn by the original person to put it forward. It was based on wolves in captivity, and the behavior wasn't actually observed in the wild. So basically, an alpha is a pent-up, sad, angry animal with no idea how the real world works, aggressively howling as loudly as he can, trying to get other clueless animals to follow him, never realizing that his tiny worldview isn't even indicative of how society actually functions in the real world. Those kind of guys are indeed alpha as fuck. Fingering by literally ramming your fingers in and out of our pussy. Just no, please no. Unless you're extremely wet, it's going to hurt. The luring move on the other hand has a power over me that's unmatched. Luring move explained. You put your two fingers inside and curl them upwards. You keep your hand steady, so no in and out movement, and then you scratch the inside of the vagina by making a lurking move. It's basically moving your two fingers towards you against the upper wall of the vagina repeatedly. For me personally, the faster the better. It hits the inner G spot and completely paralyzes my with pleasure. Many women swear by it. Thank me later. While we're on this subject, don't aggressively rub our clits like you're trying to start a fire down their mayo. When they play the clit like a banjo. Some guys seem to think I'll only respect them if they're the authority on everything, including my own hobbies and my very technical job. I know sometimes they're just being assholes, but sometimes it really does feel like they are conditioned to think they have to position themselves above me on every last little thing or I'll be put off. They get twitchy if they can't just totally circumscribe my experience and knowledge and intellect with their own. I somewhat sympathize. Social conditioning is a hell of a drug, but goddamn. I don't want you to reassure my poor lady brain that I can turn to you for literally anything. I want you to stop correcting me about things I know more than you about. Of all the things in here, I think this one is the most tragic. I bet 9/10 times these men are just so doubtful of their value in relation to you that they are desperate to feel like they have a place in the relationship. You are literally out of their league to them and they have zero idea how to just be okay with that. Putting on an act. Don't try to win us with either arrogance or self-deprecation. No need to brag, show off or treat others poorly. Also, lots of cologne is nasty. What if we are just naturally self-deprecating? Some say it is the best type of humor. By some I mean me. Negging. I absolutely will ghost someone who even smells like they were putting me down. I don't want someone who doesn't want me. I guess they think we, women, think too much of ourselves or something. I commented this on another post. One dude thought it was shocking to him that women uglier than I am managed to find men, but I couldn't. And then proceeded to act like it was the biggest compliment, like no thanks bro, you're making yourself look desperate. Having a massive dick at a certain point, it just hurts and feels annoying. I care. They don't even try. Best sex I had was with average D's. Unflattering dick pics with no conversation. I have no idea why sending unsolicited dick pics are not viewed as being on the same level as lurking in the park in a raincoat flashing yourself at women. It is exactly the same energy. Obnoxiously loud vehicles. You think you're impressing them, but look closer at their faces. 9 times out of 10, that's a sneer, not a smile. Try a classic sports car. You don't attract women. Just middle-aged blokes telling you the door handles aren't correct. So many men consider not having basic hygiene a flex or something masculine. Dude. I totally agree with the sentiment, but I hate hygiene and looks being the same thing. You can take care of your looks and still be a nasty mofo, and on the other hand you can have perfect hygiene self-care and still not care how you look. Most women love men who treat us as equals, not as emotional support dogs or trophies. Pickup artists creep the living hell out of most of us. If I can have a real human connection with a man and feel like he truly sees me as a person, that's when I develop feelings for them, not when he boasts about himself or tries to aggressively get me to sleep with him. Edit. I don't blame men for their twisted views on women. I blame social media and content creators who feed on young men's insecurities, who often fall into a vicious cycle of rejection and resentment due to the bad advice and misogynistic reasoning to why they are failing. I'm convinced that the pickup artist thing is just a scam to trick lonely dudes out of their money. Self-help for horn dogs. It doesn't work, and these artists are always creepy. Being a nice guy. Women want a guy who is nice, not a disciplined pet who does whatever they say. Actually, a truly kind person is the biggest attractor for me. But that can be very different than nice. It takes a lot of awareness to be very kind, and most people don't have it, at least when they are young. Being physically picked up or tickled. A lot of women do like being picked up, but I hate it. Ask first. Once had a drunk guy pick me up really high at an outdoor party. It wasn't prompted. He walked up to me, asked me what I was doing, looking for my friend BC. The party was ending. He offered to pick me up so I could get a better look. Even though I told him no, he proceeded to do it and then promptly fell over backwards. I got scrapes and bruises on my face and wrist and had to go to the medical center to get gravel removed and the wounds disinfected. Dick pics if I want to see it, I'll ask. Joke's on you, I'm not showing it even if you ask. No dick pics for life. Alpha things. Alpha bro nonsense is like a natural chastity belt for me. No thanks, bud. Not taking no for an answer. Instead thinking they just need to try more until the answer changes. Thinking about women as a monolith and trying to figure out what women want as though it's some sort of singular mystery or puzzle that can be solved for all women. Then why we have this same post on our AskReddit every day? Fucking like in porn. Just don't. Porn is like the professional wrestling of sex. Driving like an absolute fucking idiot. We like our men alive and in one piece. Stop driving like an ashat because you think it's macho. It's not macho. It is the epitome of small dick energy. This. I can't stand a guy who risks everybody's lives around for what actually? No thanks, I'll take the subway where I can have a nice conversation because my adrenaline is not telling me I'm about to die.